All right, hello all. Welcome to the Spring 2026 Law Programming session. My name is Xena Strench. I am the Chapter Operations Coordinator here at Phi Alpha Delta's Executive Office. So thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to dive into some essential planning topics such as your election process, officer transitions, recruitment strategies, and any other questions you may have about being an officer or your chapter operations. I love this to be a Q&A opportunity, so at any time, if you'd like to interrupt me, dive deeper about any subject, please do. I want to take this time to answer any questions that you may have. I will also stop recording at the end if you're more comfortable asking questions then. So these topics are key, not only to keep your chapter running, but thriving. Develop yourself as a leader and strengthen our community through our programming and beyond. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Cool. All right. So like I said, my name is Xena. I'm the chapter operations coordinator here for Phi Alpha Delta. Um, we have also in our staff our executive director, Andrew, Katie Gibbs, our deputy director, Leslie in IT, Danny up front, Lasha Tay in training and growth, Summer in marketing, and then we have a couple new members as well. We have Elise and Derek. They're our membership growth consultants, and they are brand new to Phi Alpha Delta. So they are all additional tools to help you with your chapter as you continue planning and operating. Oh, we have some people still joining. Okay. Okay. So first, I'd like to just make you aware of some resources you have. If you haven't explored our resource page, it has tons of valuable resources on there. How to request rosters, how to request your initiation ceremony materials, our chapter operations guide, and our new officer guide. Those are particularly helpful if you're feeling a little bit lost as an officer. They have tools on there such as calendar templates, how to transition your new leadership in, how to transfer banking information, social media information, things like that. So I definitely encourage you to explore that page. And then moving right along. All right, so this is just what we're going to go over today. So diving right in, talking about elections, how does your chapter structure elections? And how do you identify future leaders? Does anyone want to talk more on this? I know it's a question that comes up a lot with chapters who are struggling in this area. Does anyone have an election process that really works for them? Mm. Well, I will answer some of the questions that were proposed on your forms. One of them was, what does it take to be an officer? Who can qualify to run? So anyone that your university says can participate in social organizations is welcome to run as an officer. And then I also got the question, what does a clerk do? If you want to go on our model bylaws, they do outline what each officer position does. A clerk would be who keeps the records for your chapter organized, everything up to date, including bylaws, meeting minutes, reports, membership information, anything to do with that. They can also help you get in touch with alumni, your faculty advisor. And then if you ever need a support as an officer, you can always create a chair position to aid in any of these officer positions as well. Um, and then I did get a question proposed about transitioning responsibilities. Like I said, we do have a template online of how to do that. It even has a list, like a checklist you can use. But every officer and every chapter operates differently. So we'd like you to create a program that works for you. But I would definitely recommend a lengthy transition where they can study under you and can have a full idea of what it takes to hold that position. Make sure. All right, so those are the questions I got for that. All right, planning for elections. Again, make sure that you have a plan in place. Make sure there's a plan at least 2 months in advance, that your membership knows when your elections are, and that you can have a faculty advisor oversee them as well. Having a mediator there can be great just to have a third party to overlook what's going on during your elections. So if you do not have a faculty advisor, I suggest reaching out to anyone you think would be helpful in aiding your chapter, to have their support as well. So what was your officer transition experience like? This is a big one. It comes up in almost every meeting that I have. And then how can you improve it for your future officers? Does anyone want to share anything about their transition process, whether it was something good or something they'd like to improve?
I can share a little bit. I'm definitely on the I'd like to improve the transition experience.
Which chapter are
Um,
you from?
Chase chapter at University of Cincinnati. So I've been the justice for the last 2 years, and before that, we kind of only had like a couple members. It wasn't really a big deal here. So I've definitely the transition process reflected that, and it was very chill and not a lot of information. So I've been putting together more transition documents, and I think we're gonna have elections now, and then use the whole semester to prepare the leaders for in the future because it's just one house, so they're gonna need a little bit more support.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want to hear. A long transition process. You're taking the time to teach them. And then don't be a stranger after you graduate. Alumni are a super valuable resource, and our network is very strong. So we encourage you to continue your relationship with your chapter. Samantha, I see your hands up.
Hi, Zena. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm a little, I have a sore throat here going in. I just wanted to say it's especially important for new chapters to get all the help they can. My experience, this is our second year. We're closing out our second year, and I served as the justice for that second year. But coming in, I think we had a lot to learn, and I'm not criticizing anything or anybody. I'm just saying it helps us to build, moving forward what failed at the beginning versus what failed now. So the incoming justice will have, I'm sure the incoming justice will have things to work on. But I wish there was a more structured approach for new chapters. Maybe there is, and I missed it. I'm not sure how to transition and how to, move forward in the future. But right now we're working with our student life body and a faculty advisor to keep that going. And I just wanted to just drop a little something here and say that we have our first mock trial for our chapter in California next month. It's so exciting. We're so looking forward to it. If anybody lives in California and want to stop by, please feel free to send me an email and I will give you the details. Thank you so much. But it has been such a wonderful pleasure to serve, to be in this role. At first, I was really skeptical about it, but once I got into it, anything I get into it and I give it like 100%. Once I got into it, there was just no stopping. It's a continuous thing. But understand that it's a voluntary position, it's an unpaid position, it's all of that stuff. So, um, setting all of that aside, go into it and give it everything you've got, and you will succeed. We're not expecting like the greatest, thing to happen instantly, but with time, with working together, what we found at this current board, just working together has made it so much more efficient and productive and successful. And we're hoping that our new members, I believe we have we've already elected our new board. That's done. So that's perfect and excellent. And going into this new year, we have an excellent team, and we're hoping that they'll pick up from us and do even greater than what we did.
I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, it really is, you get it out what you put in. So we do have that transition guide online if you wanted to use that and modify it however best fits your chapter. Again, it's got a great checklist on there of things that you should be teaching the incoming officers. She did state that she has an advisor. Advisors are also a great tool for when you leave. There is someone who is consistently at your university who has seen your chapter's struggles, the successes, the opportunities they've taken advantage of. And so they can be a great resource. You also have your DJs who are another resource that they're not going anywhere. They're here to support you. And they are physically in your area. They are your boots on the ground. So if you need some individual attention for your chapter, they are your local aid. And then if you do not know your DJ, we can provide you with their contact information. It is also located on our law chapter locator. Did anyone else want to share about their officer transition experience before we move on? Okay. So here is part of our checklist. Um, A big one on here is our programming calendar. The reason we ask for it so far in advance is that you go into each semester with a plan. It's also a very daunting task to put on a new officer. They can modify it however they'd like. We know things change, events and dates can change, but this just helps you have a plan. If you haven't submitted your calendar, there is a template in our operations guide. And again, we've designed this programming just so it keeps your chapter healthy. These are things that we think your members are going to want. Things like professional development opportunities, academic support, a community service project, things like that you'll find on there. And this is just standard program we think that your membership will enjoy. Um, Again, there's a more complete checklist on our website, but these are some things that you should be thinking about when you transition. Here are our deadlines, our upcoming deadlines. A notable one on there is our awards deadline. We would love to hear about what your chapter is doing. I also encourage you to have an event chair or an awards chair. After each event, you can go ahead and submit an application for your events or one of your officers. You can submit it at any time up to June 1st, and we will announce our winners at convention. So if you have any outstanding programming you'd like to share, we would love to recognize that. We also have our initiation ceremony that is virtual. We do require you to hold an initiation ceremony once a semester. If things are crazy, if someone can't make that initiation date you've set, encourage them to attend our virtual initiation ceremony. That is an option for them. Okay. Here is a list of our DJs. Again, you can find this list on our law chapter locator, or you can reach out to me at xena@pad.org and I will connect you with your DJ. They are fantastic. Please ask them for support because they'd love to help you. We also have our district leadership and transition conference. Check in with your DJ, find out more information about that. It's another valuable experience. I'm very curious to hear why you joined PAD and some of your successful events you're having. Does anyone want to share with?
I can share
Anyone?
again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, okay.
Sorry. Okay, okay. But I had joined PAD in undergrad actually, so like 6 years ago at this point. I just really wanted the support of being with people that were on their way to law school and now are in law school. It was just really good to be around people that have the same goals and have the same just like life path at this point. Our most successful event we had last semester, we went to the local Cincinnati Art Museum, and it was really great to just go somewhere out in the community and not focus on school and just get to know each other better and also just explore something in the city. So it was really fun.
That's great. Samantha, did you have something to share?
Yes, I was going to say we've had some pretty amazing events throughout this last year, our term here. To name a few, we had a bar prep because our group is so mixed. It's so diverse. We have people on their way out and getting ready for the bar. We also have, the first year, well, probably like almost coming out of first year, going into second year. So we have a pretty big group of varying degrees. So having that bar prep was amazing. To get people ready to, what they do, what they shouldn't do, and stuff like that. That was a really, really great session. We also had a great session with Professor who's actually like the expert in essay writing and stuff for finals, right before our finals. We had that. We had a Toastmaster. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with Toastmaster, but Toastmaster, it's an international speaking organization that teaches you how to present, speeches and stuff. And we had one of the presenters from Toastmasters come and give us a fantastic presentation, which was really very enlightening as professionals going out there and being able to, if we're go into court and litigate, at least we'll be able to, go in and speak properly and get rid of the crutch words, the ahs, the ums, the and things like that. So it was pretty amazing. And to wrap up, like I mentioned, we have our first ever mock trial. The the response was so overwhelming. We had to close it down because we didn't have any more room for anybody else. So that's going to be fantastic. And a faculty advisor is with us all the way. And he thought it was a brilliant idea. And I think he's going to, keep doing it moving forward. But we'll stay tuned for that. I'm sure we're going to post that after it's done. And maybe it might just be, it's our actually biggest fundraising event for the year. It has generated quite a bit of money for us. So we turned it into a fundraising event. So just so if anybody's interested in doing something like that as well, it has generated quite a bit of money for us. And we also like included them like t-shirts and I think hats maybe, or we get rid of the hats, but we have little pad memorabilia for for the mock trial event. So yeah, but it's been a great year, guys. If it's your first time, I think you're gonna enjoy it and you're gonna do great things with it. We've had a really great run. And you're supposed to be 5 members. One of our members dropped out early on, and we just pushed through with 4 members. And we're closing out with the 4 members. It was fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Xena. Thank you for everything, all your help throughout the year, and everybody at PAD International and just all the support that we've received. I wanted to say thank you on behalf of my group. Not everybody could be on this call today. So that's why I'm here to say thank you. And I wish my new justice and the new board members all the very best. And I'm only going to be there until August. So I will be ready, willing, and able to assist any way that I can with my new board. Thank you.
Well, I hope that you will submit an award application. If you'd like to email us any photos or success stories from your events or tag us in any social media posts, we'd love to promote the success of your chapter. So thank you. Um, yes, anyone else want to share?
Yes, my name's JT Bergio. I'm a part of the Alden chapter with the University of Buffalo School of Law. I think I joined Phi Alpha Delta because they did a really good job last year of choosing the e-board. So I'm currently a 2L. And the members were very like social. So I think our class had around, I want to say it was around 50 people in my grade join. And then we tried doing the same exact thing. So I think we had around 60 new members of current 1Ls. And one of the things that the events that we thought was most successful was we tried doing an event like right after the initiation, which we tried doing like in the beginning of the semester. Because at least when I was a first year, there wasn't a lot you can really get involved with on campus your first year at our school. And so this was one of the avenues that you could kind of have something to put on your resume and whatnot. We're trying to expand the types of events we do. So like, for example, this year we're going to the golf driving range, and having a little event there with some food as well. And we're trying to do that like earlier in the semester because a lot of people like aren't from here, so it can be like their first big event, I guess. Um, and then another thing we've been doing, especially with like the changing in the la landscape of applications right now for in terms of like jobs, we're trying to do like a how-to like workshop about like applying and then also interviewing as well. So those are just a couple of the events that we find successful here.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fantastic way to get people involved, to be making friends, making connections, and actually benefiting off of your chapter programming right away. I definitely love to hear your chapter speak about some of your recruitment efforts when we get there, because I know you've had some great success. I'm going to go ahead and move along to our next slide, which is our programming calendar. This is also a fantastic recruitment tool. I would love for this to be advertised on your social media, even if you wanted to do it 1 month at a time, just because we find attendance really picks up if you can promote your events in advance. A lot of people find chapters from either pre-law or looking online. So if we do not have your social media links, please send them our way, or you can confirm we have the right ones because we will publicly post those so they can go ahead and find you through your social media. But again, this is a framework of what your programming should look like, things that we think that your membership would be interested in. I highly encourage you to reach out to your alumni. If you don't know who to reach out to, ask me. I can send you a list of the alumni for your chapter and also the alumni chapters in your area. Once you graduate, you are a member for life and you can join a local alumni chapter. It's not by university, it's just by your area. So you can continue to be involved with PAD. This could be an opportunity to find internships, guest speakers, or just someone with some general advice. So moving on. Convention. We hope that we have a representative from every chapter here in Portland on convention. Your representative does not need to be an officer. I encourage anyone who is interested, especially 3Ls, to attend. This will be a fantastic networking and professional development opportunity. It's a great opportunity to meet alumni and also to hear some of our programming from our professional development speakers. We are going to be offering a stipend of $400 per chapter. So any financial issues that you may be facing, let's meet and talk about it to see how many people we can get there, if your university can support you, or if your DJs know of any additional way to help you. Isabella, you had a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, because I'm going to be graduating in May and then going to convention. Does that count as someone from my chapter as a recent alumni, or does it have to be someone that would be like currently for the upcoming school year?
I mean, I would consider that counting. I would encourage anybody to that wants to attend. This
Okay.
is to benefit you. So you can see a list of what's going to be offered there. But again, for people, especially like you who are a recent graduate, I do think that'd be very beneficial as a networking opportunity. Because a large number of our attendees are going to be alumni. They keep coming back year after year. They love coming and they love to meet you.
Okay. Yeah, I went to the last convention. It was awesome. Definitely want to go to this one. I just didn't know if I have to like convince someone else to go to Portland, or if like it would count for our chapter attendance.
Yeah,
I
I
was
know
still gonna
this
tell
will be
everyone for
far.
sure.
Yeah, it is on the West Coast this year. We try to move
Yeah.
it so that it is within reach for different chapters every year. So again, if you are coming from far away, reach out to us. Let's see how we can assist your chapter in attending.
Perfect. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions about convention?
I have a quick question, Zena. What is the
Yeah,
total cost for the convention?
the overall cost.
Uh-huh.
I will have to look up prices online. They're on our website right now, but I will say if you are any remotely interested in attending, I would register now. You do not have to pay right away, and it does lock in the lowest possible rate. So that would be a good idea for anyone interested to just register as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. Moving on to recruitment and engagement. Again, make sure we have your social media up there. We want to make sure that we can advertise you and see the events you're doing. Please tag us in everything. We'd love to show you off. Recruitment is year round if your university allows it. Always be thinking about who's going to be a great potential leader. Um, Please reach out if you want any connections with the pre-law chapters as well. We have a ginormous pre-law membership, and a lot of them are going to be looking at your chapters. They may join without even contacting you first. So you can request a roster at any time because there may be some new names that you may have not met yet in person. Um, Try to get more of your chapter members involved than just your officers in recruiting. You can make committees, make it a social event, anything to get more people involved. Does anybody want to speak on some of the recruitment success or anything that their chapter does differently? No, I know some of you are really successful recruiters out there.
I think one thing from the Alden chapter what we did
Hmm.
is, like I said earlier, like really trying to hone in on like the first second we're allowed to talk to the first years. We really try to take advantage of that opportunity. Whether it be just, going up to people, there's like a little, if there's like a club fair or something, trying to have a big presence there. We actually have a table for our accepted students day, which I think is pretty helpful because a lot of the students end up choosing our school, and then that's kind of like that's the first time they hear of Phi Alpha Delta, so it's a good way, or they have some familiarity with the club, like their first day of classes. So we feel like that's helped too, and then also like encouraging very outgoing people to join our e-board as well that aren't afraid just to go up to somebody and say, "This is what you should do." Our school has a professional development class as well. This is probably how I got the most people, where it's like all of the first years in a room like once a week. And so we made a goal to talk to that professor and say, can we talk for the first 5, 10 minutes of class? And then usually we sell it with there's an event, and after we're gonna get appetizer somewhere or something as another event on top of initiation. So that usually gets a lot of the first years interested in the start of the year.
Yeah, you mentioned a professor. We did have an undergraduate chapter reach out and said their advisor keeps our brochures in their office and literally advertises for them, which is great. Um, you can never start too early with recruitment. A lot of you do have pre-law chapters as well. I wanted to touch on that you do have free recruitment resources through us. You can request a recruitment box at any time, as often as you want. And then we do personally curate our boxes per your requests. So if you have any comments in the note sections, please critique us. I want more stickers. I want more pins. I'd like to see a lot more of this, or I didn't see any of this. We'd love to know about how we can tailor the recruitment box for your particular needs. Um, we also have some virtual resources such as interest lists, brochures, things like that that you can print off as well. But again, your feedback is everything, and we curate all of our materials based on your feedback. All right.
I wish we could get some really like good material for mock trials since we're going to have such a following there and not everybody's a member of PAD. I
What
think
material are you looking for?
Um, whatever we can get. We're at this point. I did receive a recruitment box early on when I joined, but it just has like a few stickers and stuff. I was like looking at it and I'm like, yeah, that's not good. And the brochures. So people like knickknacks and little things to, make them believe that, they're gonna hold on to it and see it like something with constantly in their face with pad or something like that. But like the notepads that were in the box they didn't say anything about Pad. It was, I guess, one of the maybe sponsors or other
Mhm.
people that works with Pad. But I think it would be fantastic. We were all discussing it if we had enough Pad mem stuff on, to give out on that day because we have a lot of people coming. And like I said, very few of them are our Pad members. There's students from the school who are really interested in the mock trial.
Okay, so some mock trial tailored material.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, like you're saying, what you'll find in there are we have our recruitment cards, they have QR codes, a quick way to join. That's a really good thing to have on all officers and in your committee members too, so that people can just right away scan and join. You're gonna find stickers, pins, balloons for tabling, brochures of our events, things like that. But please let us know anything else we can add in there, and we will take in consideration. This is the time we're revisiting what's in our boxes.
Thank
Hmm. This, I hope you can see it very well, is our fee structure. You're going to have a lot of people come in from pre-law that may need to be reminded that their membership has gone inactive and they need to transition into your chapter. So I would just go ahead and request a roster. Make sure everybody's name is on there that has joined your chapter. And if not, we can help them transition their membership. But that is a misconception that pre-law sometimes have that their membership is still active, and remind them that they do get a discount for being a pre-law member. And then from here on, your membership is active for the rest of your life. you do have optional dues that go to supporting the foundation.
Tina, I have a quick question.
Yes.
What about EJDs? Like not people not planning to become attorneys. How does that work for that membership?
So they probably wouldn't be in your chapter. We do have an auxiliary membership for people who are not going on to law school, and it consists of people taking gap year, paralegals, just practicing legal professionals that may have not gone on to law school. So there is a whole network for them if they don't want to pursue law school.
No, no, no. They are in law school, but they're working
Mhm.
on EJD versus a JD.
They would still be considered a law member. Um,
Okay, so they would not
yeah.
necessarily be a member of PAD, but they would be what was it?
Well, anyone is welcome to join your chapter that has an interest in law, technically.
Okay, so EJD, JD, doesn't matter.
Yes. Now,
Okay,
if you do get inquiries from master's students, they are pre-law.
okay,
That's the only line drawn there.
okay. Thank you. And because
Mhm.
we're primarily online, so our recruiting efforts are a bit different. And I guess that's something I'll have to speak with the new board about, and then we'll reach out to you later. I don't want to hold it up here because I know a lot of these are in-person schools, but we're just primarily online. So we may need to tweak a few things in my experience, right? This is our second year doing it. So,
It sounds like you have fantastic programming, but we do have some online pre-law chapters that are doing exceptionally well as well. So if you do have any questions about how they're recruiting, how they're doing different programming, I do have all of their meeting minutes too of what they're doing well. So
okay.
if you have anything there.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, moving on. We went over this. We went over transition. Like I said, this is their auxiliary membership option. Some people may be taking a year or two off and go on to join your chapter as well. And then people who have not transitioned will go into inactive status. Touching on fees and dues, it's always a good idea to remind people the difference, what their initiation fee is and what dues are. Remind them that this is a one-time fee. They'll never have to pay the initiation fee again after this. And the new chapter can choose to require local dues as well. If you wanted me to dive into it deeper, we do have recommended dues collection processes. And if you need any assistance with opening a bank account, we can help you with that as well. Each chapter does have an EIN, so we can help you with that as well. And then we did get a new sponsor that is an online banking option, and they are offering pretty good incentives to join. So if you'd like to learn any more about that, please let me know. Yep, that's more on that. So this is our new, oh my gosh, how did this show? This is our new sponsor Switch. If you'd like to explore this more on our benefit page, they are offering pretty good incentives to join. So with our membership benefits and discounts, this is something that I would explore and see what resonates with your chapter the most. Advertise some of the benefits on there. We do have sponsors that can help you with bar prep as well. If you would like to use any outside sponsors, we'd love to know who they are. We do have to review their contract. What we're mainly looking for there is non-exclusivity clause. So that means that you can still utilize our sponsors as well. And if there's anyone you think that we should be working with, we'd always love to know who that is too, so we can add additional benefits to our membership. Some additional programming. We do have our gold program for arts, our diversity program. We also have our Society of Scholars program. If you have a GPA fitting the requirements or you're close, you can always submit a clause to why you should be accepted. Members of Society of Scholars are also eligible for our as twice a year scholarships of $250 plus additional benefits. So I'd go ahead and apply for that if you think you'll meet the requirements. And again, if you don't quite meet them, please just include a reason why you should be accepted, and we'd definitely like to have you part of the program. I know some of your chapters may have been spring winners, and they can tell you about that process. Moving on, we touched on sponsors and partnership already. Let's see. Oh, new member materials. Here's one. We ask that you request new member materials as far in advance as possible. It does take a minute to ship these, and we do not ship chapters one at a time. So please let us know your initiation ceremony as far in advance as possible. If your materials do not come by the time of your ceremony, it is okay. We ask that you just give out a carnation as a placeholder and then present them with their certificate and pin at the next meeting. This is a free resource that's included with the initiation fee. So every new member will be given a certificate and pin at no charge. If you ever want to know who is qualified to come to your initiation ceremony, just ask me for a roster or submit the form and we'll get back to you very shortly with that. Oh, another thing quickly on that. If people are having problems coming up with funds for the initiation, they can start off in a payment plan, and so we can get the materials sent to them. So here are some links on how to get some of these resources, our payment plan, new member materials, all that. Here's a list of some of the things we can help you with at the EO. Pretty much, if there's anything you're pursuing that you think you need additional support with, reach out to us and let us know. Most likely, we can answer every question and hook you up with any resource you need. So if you need additional help, please reach out to us. Yes, Samantha.
Yes, I'm sorry. You just mentioned the payment plan
Yes.
situation here. What happens? Does a member get initiated after they've completed all the payments, or once they've just made an arrangement, they can be initiated? How does that work? And if they don't continue to pay, how does that work? They get booted out.
So if they need to be making their payments, and if they stop making their payments, we do give them a few warnings, and then we'll move them into a disputed payment status, which when you request a roster, it will reflect on. So you can request a roster as frequently as you want for accurate information, but you will be notified that they are now in disputed payment status and they cannot attend your initiation ceremony.
Okay, but they have to pay everything in advance before they can attend.
Technically, they're supposed to complete their payment plan
Payment
before
plan.
being
Okay.
initiated.
That's what I wanted to be clear on. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. If you want to take a picture of this page, this is some of our upcoming events. I would also refer to our national calendar every once in a while. It will tell you what is upcoming, and then we do send frequent reminders about our events. So here are some events you can look forward to. Okay. All right. So I am going to take this off of record. I think it's off already. And if you guys have any additional questions that you wanted to go over, I'm going to switch this off.